Good morning, students. Now, today we are going to start our 18th lecture of chapter number 11, that is ray optics, and our new topic is scattering of light. Okay, and yesterday we have discussed about the dispersion of light, and we have solved the numerical based on the dispersion of light and the prism. Now, the next topic is scattering of light. Even you have heard about this topic in your previous classes also, that when the beam of a light of has been fall on the particles of the atmosphere, it has just been spread in all the direction, that in a complete dark room, from a window there is only a particular small hall is there. So from that hall, when the sunlight is entering, has been spread in all the particles of the atmosphere in all the directions. Okay, so that phenomena is known as the scattering of light. Even in this phenomena, we can say that the it was we can say that it was not a simple reflection. Okay, it was just the particle that first absorb the incident light, and then they are just be re-emits in all the direction. First, all the particles are just be absorbing the light, the incident light which are coming towards them, and after absorbing they are just be re-emitting in all the directions to all the light. Okay, so we are first of all I am write the definition of scattering, that what is scattering beta. So when a beam of light fall on the particles of atmosphere, it spreads in all direction, and this phenomena is called scattering of light. Scattering of light. Okay, and even the intensity of the scattering of light depends on the incident wavelength and the size of the particle. Okay, what was that beta? That the intensity of scattering depends on the incident wavelength and size of the particles. If the particle size is smaller than the wavelength, then scattering is directly proportional. So scattering is inversely proportional to the fourth power of the wavelength. Okay, what was that? This is a particular law also. I am just writing this in another line, so you may learn about this beta, that if the particle size is smaller smaller than wavelength, the scattering is proportional to 1 by lambda to the power 4. It was means the scattering is inversely proportional to the fourth power of the wavelength of the incident light. Okay, and what does this called, beta? This law is called Rayleigh law. This law is called Rayleigh's law. Okay, clear? They like for the raindrop, the large dust, or the ice particle. Okay, this law is not be true, but it was nearly for the all colors who are equally scattered. Okay, it was not be true for all of them, but yes, for the almost it was proved rarely nearly equal to all the things of all the colors of the light of the intensity. Clear? Okay, moving ahead with our next topic, means we are just going to start or discuss the phenomena related to scattering. Okay, so the next topic is, we can say the subtopic of the scattering of light, that is phenomena related to scattering. There are various phenomena those who are related to the scattering, and I am not writing the things about them. I am just explaining you. You have to write the theory of them. Okay, is it clear, beta? Now the first phenomena is the blue appearance of sky. The blue appearance of sky. Now you know, beta, the sky is appearing blue. It means we can say that the sky is having a blue color, but no, it's not be like that. Means when the sunlight has been fall on the atmospheric particle in the atmosphere, okay, when the sunlight has been fall on the atmospheric particle, these smaller particle has just scattered the short wavelength of visible light, and out of this blue color is the most dominant color. We have just been studied about this, beta. What right now we have studied that the scattering of light is, means the scattering is inversely proportional to the wavelength. Means if the wavelength of a light is small, it is scattered most, and if wavelength is high, it is scattered less. So when the sunlight has been just be fallen on the atmospheric particle, it has just scatter the light, the color, that particular color which have the smaller wavelength, and in this short wavelength, because it was the Rayleigh law, and in this the visible light which have the shorter wavelength, in that the blue color is very much dominating in a Vibgyor. Okay, so hence the sky is appear blue to the observer on the earth, and had there been no atmosphere, the sky would have appeared black. Okay, so we could see the star during the daytime also, but the thing is that the sunlight is very much there, so we are not be able to see them. Okay, otherwise we can see, because there is no any dark black color is there in our sunlight. Okay, so this is the phenomena of blue appearance of sky, so you have to be right by your own. Second is red appearance of sun at sunrise and sunset. When the sun is rising and sun is set, then there is a red appearance of a sun. Means when during the sunset and sunrise, the sun is at the horizon. You know it very well. So the sun rays have to travel a large distance to reach the observer, and during this time most part of the shorter wavelength has been scattered away, and only the longer wavelength remains which reach the observer. Okay, it was just reaching to the observer. The light which have the shorter wavelength, they can scatter most, so they have just be cross the observer, and those who are having a larger wavelength, they can just be reached to the observer which is present at the earth. Okay, so hence the red appearance of the sun is just be seen, and this does not happen during the daytime because sun is relatively very much near. Clear? Okay, this is about the red appearance of sun at sunrise and sunset. Third one is red color light. Why we are using red color light in danger signal? This is the topic. So we know beta that the red color is used for danger signal because this color is least scattered because its wavelength is high, and those who have the higher wavelength, it can scatter less. So the red color has the highest wavelength, so it was scattered less. Okay, and the atmospheric particle and the signal is visible in the most adverse atmospheric condition as well. Okay, if the atmosphere is very much in the adverse condition, then also the red color is easily visible because it was scattered less. Blue color has been scattered, so it was not be clearly visible. Okay, clear? Now fourth one is white appearance of cloud. White appearance of clouds. Now in the white appearance of cloud, the cloud has just consist of water droplets, you know it very well. So when the water vapor which has the particle size greater than the wavelength, so all the wavelength sunlight is equally scattered, and we can just be say that the cloud appears white because the particle size is very much greater than the wavelength. Okay, so it was just be scattered equally like a sunlight, so that's why it was appear as a white. Clear? Because it is scattered in all the direction. Okay beta, so this is about the 4 phenomena of related to the scattering, and you have to be write a short note on this. I have just explained all the thing which is there in your syllabus. You have to be write them in your own form. Okay, clear? This is about it. Now the next topic is your rainbow. Next topic is rainbow. Rainbow you have ever even seen about the rainbow. Now the rainy season is there. Okay, so you are mostly seeing the rainbow in the sky. So how it does happen? It was just be happen only in the rainy days beta, as after stopping of the rain we have just be seen sometimes there is a arc shaped which was band in the 7 color in the sky in the direction opposite to the sun. Always notice this thing, the rainbow has always be appear opposite to the direction of the sun, and this is the rainbow beta. The arc shaped band of the 7 color which was seen to you opposite to the direction of the sun in the sky, this is called the rainbow, and always the rainbow has been shown after the stopping of the rain. Okay, now the center of the rainbow lies between the sun and the observer. The center of the rainbow, it was in arc shaped, so where somewhere it has the center, so center is in between the sun and the observer. And when the order of the color is from red to violet is called the primary rainbow. From red to violet beta we have studied in our yesterday's class, dispersion of light. Vibgyor, starting from violet and ending in the first is your red, okay, red, orange, yellow, okay, red, yellow, orange, then your green, blue and indigo, violet, like this, okay, like in a opposite order. Okay, so when it was just been ordered from the red to violet, this is called your primary rainbow. What is it called? The primary rainbow. But sometime you have even see the another rainbow just above the primary rainbow, in which the color of the strips are in a reverse order. Okay, they are just from the violet to red, from violet to red, and this is your secondary rainbow. Which rainbow is this, beta? The secondary rainbow. Okay, clear? So I am writing it down, so when you are learning you are just be able to understand this thing. So after stopping of rain, sometimes we see an arc shaped band of 7 colors in the sky in the direction opposite to the sun, and it is called rainbow. The center of rainbow lies between the sun and the observer. Sun and the observer. When the order of colors is from red to violet, and it is called primary rainbow. Okay, and sometimes even we see another rainbow just above the primary rainbow, in which colors of the strips are in reverse order. It is called secondary rainbow. It is called secondary rainbow. Okay, clear? So this is about a basic introduction of rainbow. Further also we are going to be discuss about the rainbow, and then the optical instrument we are going to be start. Okay, Optical instrument is the last phase of this chapter, but it also take time beta, because in optical instrument we are going to study about the human eye, the defects of the human eye. Okay, then we are going to be studied about the microscope, the simple and the compound microscope, and the last topic of this chapter is your telescope. Okay, then only this chapter is going to be completed. Now I am going to be tell you about the syllabus of your first test, which has been conducted in the most probably in the first week of September. So today is 26. Hardly you are having, I can say hardly you are having 1 week, hardly. So you have to be prepared for your test beta. Your test conducts of 10 marks. Okay, 10 marks test is there, and in 10 marks test you are getting 1 hour. Okay, as you are getting in your first test, which can be conducted physically at school. Like this only we are conducting this test, and this time this test not be your MCQs, the multiple choice question type, objective type questions will not be there. It was completely the subjective questions. We had just be given you the questions of 10 marks from the syllabus which I provided you. Okay, like in a form of an image, like we are just giving you the assignment in that same form, and you have to be submit within a 1 hour by pasting the image to us. You have to be write the answer in your notebook, then you have to be click the image, and then you have to be attach that image within a 1 hour. If you are not be able to paste the image in 1 hour, then your answer sheet will not be acceptable. It will not be accepted. Clear? Okay beta. And for the, if I am just be telling you about the syllabus criteria, so I am just be giving you chapter number 9 and 10 to you. 9 and 10. Okay, 9 and 10 is 9. Chapter number 9 is your EMI, electromagnetic induction, and chapter number 10 is your alternating current. It was an important chapter, and I want that you have to be revise this chapter. Okay, it was lengthy also, but it was important also. Clear? So that's why I am just giving you these 2 chapters, and you have to be learn this chapter, and these 2 chapters are coming in your first test, which is can be conducted in the first week of September. Clear? Okay, so I hope that you understand this thing. Okay beta, thank you. That's all for today.